listening to it's your girl PMG Goddess. You feel me? Today's video we got first fight story time. Boy oh boy. This is a story time on how I beat up my cousin on Christmas. Keep in mind my cousin was 29 at the time. I was 7. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get straight into the story time. I ain't gonna keep y'all waiting. So boom. Story actually, mind you, it was multiple incidents that led up to this point. But boom, story starts off with my little cousin. We gonna call her. And as y'all can see for this story time, my face is not gonna be in it. Just enjoyed this card gameplay. I ain't gonna lie, not to make excuses, but I did just wake up. So this first match y'all about to see me play, Basura. A. Now, me and A, we had a love-hate relationship. One minute we cool, next minute we arguing. She was just that annoying little cuz that likes to antagonize you and then play innocent. Like, girl, no. We were very much like Tom and Jerry, Peter Griffin and that damn chicken. So the first incident that happened, I was about 5 going on 6, and A was 4 at the time. So it was the summertime, and we heard the ice cream truck coming. So we knocked on my older cousin, like her bedroom window, and was like, "Hey, can we get money for the ice cream truck or whatever?" So she come out, whatever, cool, we excited. So she gives my little cousin, because back then it was $2 for the cone. She give her $2. She give me $1. $1 for a fucking slushie. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. My big back ass, I ain't never had no fucking slushie. I never get no slushy from the ice cream truck. She knew that. Always got chocolate cone. What are we doing? So yeah, like instantly I'm like, at the time I even knew like that was some favoritism that shit. So I was like, you know what, when my mama come home, I'm gonna tell her that shit. So my mama came to the house or whatever. My cousin wasn't here though, so my mom, ain't get to confront her or nothing. But my godmother ended up, coming downstairs and, was chopping it up with my mom when she came home. And so all I remember is like my mother, she was low key bugging. Now, when I take them to the Chinese food restaurant tonight and I get Darian her favorite shrimp and broccoli, and then I get a fucking shrimp roll, I'll be dead ass wrong, right? Right? Man, she should have did that shit, man. We big hurt people over here. I don't know what my mother was on. Man, I'm team FTK. I think I got that shit from my daddy. But she ain't do that. She ain't do that, Got her little chicken wings and fries, whatever the fuck that she got, or whatever. So the next incident, this was a year later. This was like right before the Christmas party. This is actually the night before. So at the time, yeah, I was 7 and A was 5. So my aunt was throwing the Christmas party at her house, and my aunt and my mom, they always cook together, for the parties and shit for the family. That so my mom and her boyfriend, they had went to the store real quick because she needed to get a few more things to cook. Mind y'all, my mom did have a pep talk with me before she left. She said, "I know she get on your nerves, but we gonna be right back. We not gonna be going long. If she bothering you, just do not hit her, please." So I'm like, okay, cool. Actually, like prior to this, on this day, we wasn't arguing like that. Like we was vibe. I remember we was playing the Wii. So my mom and her boyfriend, they left out whatever, and we went back to playing on my Wii. And next thing you know, cause we had like made a like I guess a pallet on the floor, she started throwing the blanket over my head and stuff. Now, one thing about me, and I noticed ever since I was younger, I always had a 3-stop rule. If I tell you to stop 3 times and you don't, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. Cause fuck is you doing? I said stop. I ain't gonna lie, I got another story time like that too, where like I was telling somebody to stop and they wasn't stopping, and I gave them a bloody nose. Yeah, I got another story time like that. But the first 2 times she put the blanket over my head, I was chill. I laughed. And after that, I started giving her my 3-stop warning. She ain't stopped. After me telling her to stop 3 times, BOW! Smack the shit out of her. She instantly started crying. I felt no remorse at all. Like I was really just watching her. Of course, my mama just had to come home like 2 minutes later. Mind you, she was crying for like, I don't know, she was crying for a little minute. I ain't know I hit her that hard. Yes, I did. I know, I smacked the shit out of her. I purposely did it too. So A tells my mom why she crying or whatever. And so my mom hits me. She like, I told you don't hit her. I told her because you was older. Da da da. Really? I ain't gonna lie. I felt like that shit was BS. You know, I've always been a little chubby. And not to mention my dad is 6'4". So I was always tall until like the 8th grade. Then my height started to slow up. Thanks a lot, Mom. I envy you tall bitches, low key. I was like 5'1" in the 3rd grade, so yeah, I was a big bitch. But of course, she ain't say that. It's crazy though, cause like me and A, we both cried for like 5 more minutes, and then we was cool again. You see what I mean? Like now it's the next day. Now it's the day of the Christmas party. I'm gonna get straight into it. I don't remember exactly why we were arguing, but I remember my older cousin, like stepdaughter, was involved. You know what? We gonna give older cousin a name. Let me think. We gonna do Lil Wayne, cause I used to tell her she looked like Lil Wayne all the time. Yeah, she still do. And the stepdaughter, we gonna call her Gigi. So ever since me and Gigi like first met, me and her was tighter than a Virgin Mary. I think the situation was like we were having a debate to like play on a DS or watch Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Now, Diary of a Wimpy Kid was my favorite movie, book as a kid. All that, like when Book Fair came, the movie came out, I had to go see it. Mandatory stat. But my mama knew what it was. So like I was down to watch it just because, and then Gigi told me she ain't never seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So it was a 2 versus 3 vote. No, 2 out of 3 vote. Yeah, two versus one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. So we let A play on the DS because we was like, okay, we gonna watch the movie. We gonna let A play on the DS. 5 minutes later, she acting like she watched the movie, didn't want to play on the DS. Then she starts whining. Another 5 minutes later, asking us to turn to something else because she didn't want to watch Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So I got irritated at her whining and told her, you wanted to play the DS, so play it. Now, before this argument or whatever, we was arguing about something before. And I remember another one of my older cousins, like he came in the room and was like, hey, y'all stop all that. No arguing like it's Christmas. So when we was arguing about the DS versus Diary of a Kid, he came back again. But this time he was more stern, like, look, y'all better stop. And so we did. We shut up. It was silent or whatever. Everybody just watching the movie. I want to say like a good 5 to 7 minutes go by. A just randomly leave the room. She goes and tells Lil Wayne I'm bothering her. So Lil Wayne come back there and she like, yo, stop fucking bothering her. So I'm like, I'm not bothering her. And Tyga already squashed it. Like I said it back with the same attitude because respectfully, who is you coming at? Like ever since I was younger, I never gave a fuck if you was an adult. Like never. Never. If I felt like you was talking crazy to me, I'm gonna talk crazy back. Like, that's why I always got in trouble when I was younger. And then it's like, why the fuck you coming at me without even hearing me out or nothing? Like, but I kid y'all not. She lunges at me. Bitch was in full cheetah mode. But let me tell you, my reflexes is quick as a bitch. So I instantly, boom, kick her. But, you know, I was 7, so, like, she was still on top of me. She didn't really go nowhere. But all I hear is a voice in my head, like, keep swinging. So I'm just, just mollywopping that ass. BTA, no beat. Fuck was you talking about? Beat that bitch straight with my fist. Then next thing you know, my uncle with his big military sergeant energy, like, so as I'm swinging in my peripheral, I see him coming through, looking like Mark Henry, pushing past my family members, cause ain't nobody jump in. They all was like just watching, forming circles and shit. Yeah, real WWE SmackDown versus Raw. Y'all need to compensate me and Lil Wayne for the show. $20 from everybody. But yeah, he grabbed her off me. Next thing you know, with a quickness, he smacked the shit. Bow! Smacked the shit out of me. He gonna put his finger in my face and yell, talking about some, don't you put your hands on no fucking adult.
Fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for? Nelly fucked your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fucking fiance. Say fuck that nigga.
What? Like, what? Now I'm looking like Jay-Z and Will Smith holding my face and shit like, but she hit me first. Well, she ain't land a hit, but you get the bigger picture. Well, she ain't land a hit, but you get the bigger picture. And Mark Henry slash Curtis Payne looking ass, yeah, you ain't never apologized. And I know my mother told you what happened. I ain't never get my apology. I don't think I got an apology from any of the parties involved. Fuck all of y'all. I'm just playing. I love y'all. Somewhat. But yeah, Lil Wayne and them, they left with a quickness. And A went with them. My mama was mad once again. I will say though, I think A Dad, which is Lil Wayne, brother, I think he knew like they was on some BS because when I got to the party or whatever, because he didn't come down until like the night before or whatever. He was still in Philly. But when I seen him at the party, he was like, hey, I heard you beat my daughter up. But he was saying it like in a joking way as if like I know she deserved it. Not that she deserved it, but like she always fucking with you, so she had it coming type shit. Yeah. And at the time, like, I technically was like the youngest in the family. I was used to having my own space, being the baby. I didn't like the clinginess and stuff. And so it was just like when she came down for Philly, it was just like, damn, you don't run shit, move. And you irritating. And then she was just manipulative. No shade. As far as like my older cousin, like our relationship was strained after that. And I remember this one situation, just real briefly, real quick, y'all. So my godmother, like when I was younger, me and her were like really close. And so the way we used to play with each other was like witty banter, or we try to scare each other, things like that. So one day we having our typical banter, whatever. I decide to fart in her face. But keep in mind, y'all, I was no older than 8. I was no older than 8. So my godmother, like, she dead stopped and looked at me and was like, that shit not funny. Like, why would you do that? And so me, I was the type, I had a laughing problem when I was a kid. I still have a laughing problem. I laugh at everything. And I just didn't take shit serious. So, but I could tell, like, she was a little upset, like, more so irritated. She wasn't upset. But after that, I went into the living room or whatever, and I started watching TV. Some time go by, and guess who walked through the door? Lil Wayne. Talking about some, why the fuck would you fart in her face? So once again, who the fuck are you talking to? I ain't say that. But of course, I don't even know what I said, but I know, like, I probably didn't take her serious. I probably laughed or something. I probably was just like, it's not that serious. I don't know what I said. But whatever I said set her off. She lunged at me again with the quickness. You know, one of my cousins, we call him Tiger, but bitch, that need to be your name. The fuck? Bitch, you a certified long jumper. Real cheater shit. But yeah, she jumped at me. This time she got her hands on me and she choked me a little bit. Like, choked me out. I don't know. I don't know, cousin. You was bugging out. Was you on that booger sugar? Don't lie. I don't know, man. But this time, my mother was able to catch her when she came home. And she confronted Lil Wayne in front of me and was looking at her like, yeah, I dare you to lie. Like, you choked my child? And so, she over explaining herself. Like, she half-ass took accountability. Like, she was like, yeah, I did it. But she tried to make it seem like I was so disrespectful. Mind you, the situation had nothing to do with you. Like, I don't even know if my godmother took it as serious as she did. And I do remember, like, my mom kind of laughed in her face a little. Because it was like she was really explaining herself. Like, I knew my mother had her shook. I just feel like my mama should have snuffed her, Because family or not, you shouldn't have put your hands on me. And I'm my mama's only child. So yeah, she should have duffed her. As far as I ain't seen or talked to her in a couple of years. But boy, oh boy, I know her manipulation game something tough right now. She putting them little niggas through it. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Love y'all. PMG out.